To do that, go ahead and set it to 10 minutes. That's probably, we haven't totally done this before. This is our first time, so we'll see how it goes. So 3 minutes per item, 10 minutes total.
All right, my name is Glenn Giubilina. I'm a taxpayer, resident of Manatee County, and for the record, I doubt if I can get through in 10 minutes all the deficiencies in this agenda, but I will certainly try.
Thank you.
Let's start with number 7. Now, I've talked and made several requests on the warrant list from the county. What is the big deal of putting the warrant list on the agenda? I've asked Mr. Hunsinger to do it for several times. It's 40 pages long. Don't you think the citizens have a right to know about $38 million that this county spends? It's a keynote. It's going from the clerk's webpage to put it on the agenda. Now, I would like to see it on the agenda so I don't have to quit switching screens. That's part of the administration's job that it hasn't been doing. I think it's important that it needs to be up there. So, hopefully I will see it on there next time. Let's talk about items 9, 10, and 11. These are fines that have been greatly reduced. And you talk about the value, Vanessa, about keeping the neighborhood clean and safe and all these code enforcement stuff. Here's the problem that I have. These foreclosures go into foreclosure. Now you've got the banks, okay, that take over. That's been bank-owned for 2 years. They haven't boarded it up. They have not made the necessary repairs. They have done nothing. Yet they prance in here, 2 years later, oh, please forgive me on this $30,000 fine. You guys write it off. I think there's a real miscommunication between code enforcement and the banksters that refuse to do anything to keep our neighborhoods on the same page. 2012, that's when the bank took over. And the only reason they came to you is because they found a short sale. That policy has got to stop. So they let the property in our neighborhood go to hell for 2 or 3 years, and once they finally get a short sale, oh, we'll send in a contract and repair the roof or do that. But by the way, we only want to pay 10 cents on the dollar with the fines, and that's what you've done. So that policy, again, that's been foreclosed from January 2014 to this year. They have done nothing other than come to code enforcement and get a $27,000 reducement in their fines. They should have been doing something last year. That's on that one. Another bankster, 2012, 17 months. 17 months that property sat in disrepair, code enforcement. They own the property. They're responsible. I saw one in there. Oh, well, there's a tenant in there. Well, guess what? When you own the property, you're the landlord. You tell the tenant to clean up, or you send a crew out there to get it. They don't do that. They sit on the property for 17 months in that one particular. All I'm saying is that when code enforcement puts a lien on it, they need to tell the bank, and particularly when the bank takes over, that they should get their butt in gear and clean up that neighborhood. It's their responsibility. The poor guy's already lost his home. He's done. The new guys that come in here should not wait for a short sale to clean it up. All right. Move on here to 19. This is the sale of the building across the old
Number
ABC.
19 was pulled and will be coming back before us on April 7th. So if you hold your comments till then, there will be some changes.
Well, I hope so, because we paid $1.3 million over the assessed value. So I want to know what kind of deal the taxpayers got on that.
Yeah, there's been nothing done at this point.
And there shouldn't be anything done.
Point of order?
Just a point of order. I believe, because it's on the agenda, if he does wish to comment about it, he can still comment about it. He doesn't have to hold his comments.
Great. I'll bring it up. Okay, so I did a little homework here. Back in 2006, that was appraised for $1.2 million. 2006. Last year, it was appraised, my notes here, $1.275 million. It went down $6,000. So my question, why did the citizens of this county have the privilege to pay an additional $1.3 million over the assessed value? How does it go from $1.2 million in less than 1 year? You guys cut a deal for $2.3 million. I think you need to pull this agenda. You need to go back and sharpen your pencils. We should get a hell of a lot better deal than what this is.
What's your language?
Well, you know, we could say hell, we could say we could say other words up here, and I apologize for that, and I will watch my language.
Thank
so,
you.
that point is, that item, the taxpayers are not getting a good deal. And as far as this other company that just bought it a year ago, it seems kind of suspicious to me that all of a sudden now he's making $1.3 million on the county over a year. I'd just be very cautious of that deal, and I'm not happy with it. I can tell you that right now. The taxpayers should not be paying that kind of money for that building. So, can you ask me how we got to that assessment? Can anybody answer that question?
We will not answer questions while you're giving your comments, so please continue to give your comments.
Okay. Well, that certainly needs to be looked into. So if anybody should have made the money on it was Mr. Parole, who was paying $32,000 a year for the last 9 years in taxes. So, all right, well, let's move on to number 22. Again, this is the EMT billing. How can there be such a disparity between what Medicaid pays and what the county has to make up the difference? That's a lot of money, and that's every month. So I have a problem with that. 23, again, the taxpayers, Manatee County, are paying for the tourists to go to the beaches. Why are my taxpayer dollars paying for an officer out on the beaches? I would certainly think that that would come from the city or the beaches, or certainly the Tourist Development Fund. I don't think that the citizens should have to pay for an officer that we do not currently enjoy. None of my neighbors from New Pierce certainly enjoy that. All right, so where are we at here?